Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, we're going to talk about something that's made headlines in the past day or two. This is an article from June 25th, 2024, which is the day I'm recording this, and right here, Grand Canyon contaminated by uranium mine as thousands of homes' drinking water could become toxic. So that's a could there, but this is big news. They say flooding at the uranium mine near Grand Canyon tops 66 million gallons, and this is the Grand Canyon Trust, which they put themselves in business to monitor and help protect the Grand Canyon. So this was on MSN here too. A uranium mine has dumped 9 million gallons of toxic water into the Grand Canyon's nearby Aquifer Springs since opening last year. A new study has revealed the Pinyon Plain mine, located 10 miles from the park, claimed its project would not contaminate the pristine landscape when it began operations in 2023, but a new investigation revealed Monday that high levels of uranium, arsenic, and lead in the spring that feeds into others, potentially contaminating local drinking water used by thousands. So, yeah, surprise, surprise. They said it would not contaminate the pristine landscape. Oh, okay. Okay. So, I mean, if they said it must be, but apparently it's not. So, right down here, it shows, here is the Grand Canyon. And here's the mine. Just miles. I think it's like 6 miles from the Grand Canyon. And the mine sits above the Red Wall MUAV aquifer, which provides drinking water to the Supi village on the Havasupai Reservation at the bottom of the Havasu Canyon, a side canyon off the Grand Canyon. So, what happens is, it says the region is known for its fractured rock and complex hydrogeology. Water flows downward horizontally and in multiple directions at once. To date, scientific research has not been able to determine how fast, how far, and by precisely what pathways water travels underground there. Many in the Havasupai themselves fear that the mine will contaminate water that the tribe depends on. So, yeah, surprise, surprise, okay? And then after all this came to light, in February 20th, 2024, the Coconino County, where the mine is located, passed a resolution calling for the mine to close. Okay? I don't know how binding resolutions are, but apparently not very, because it says, and at a minimum, Arizona regulators to conduct robust and frequent air and water quality monitoring and release the results to the public monthly. And here's the resolution that they passed. I don't really know what resolutions do, what authority they have, but this is what the county did. So, in the end here says that the County Board of Supervisors is reaffirming its long history of opposition to uranium mining and hauling on or near Grand Canyon National Park, and urges that the mine be closed. And then at a minimum, they want the Board of Supervisors urges the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality and Environmental Protection Agency to conduct robust and frequent water and air quality monitoring oversight at the Plain Mine site and along the hauling routes. They further request that robust monitoring data be published and reported to the public monthly. And they request reevaluation of the mine's existing environmental impact statement from the 1980s to ensure that it complies with current scientific knowledge and meets current environmental health, safety, and standards, taking into account the latest research on hydrogeology, meaning the movement of water in all these underground aquifers. So, surprise, surprise. A mine is leaking dangerous materials. And right here, let me see, they show, okay, so here is a water sample. Okay, so the water samples here are coming up with high levels of arsenic, uranium, and lead. And this is the EPA minimum safe drinking amount. Arsenic is one little red, uranium is a little bigger yellow circle here, and the blue for lead is medium sized between these two. Right here, the Plain Mine, formerly the Canyon Mine, it changed names somewhere. In 2016, this is the fourth quarter water sample, and here's the uranium in yellow, and the blue, the lead is just one, and all these little red dots here are all the arsenic. But then right here, this is a 2023 fourth quarter water sample. So here's the yellow for the uranium, all the blue. There was one blue dot here before. Look at all the blue here now. That's all the lead. And, there used to be a lot of background space of this light blue, but now what's left where the yellow and the blue, the uranium and the lead dots haven't taken over. The arsenic, the red, has covered most of the rest of this, blue water drop background. So that is what has happened between 2016 and 2023, and this is the safe drinking amount here. So yeah, they are far over the safe drinking amount. And right here, it shows that this is what the company is pumping out of its mine shaft. So they say they started in 2023, but they've been around since at least 2016. I'm not sure the whole history here, but this totals all of these millions of gallons of year that they are pumping out of the mine shaft. It says more than 66 million gallons of precious Grand Canyon region groundwater has been pumped out of the mine shaft as of December 31st, 2023. And water loss isn't the only concern, but 66 million gallons. That is, precious water out there in the desert. And, these are all underground aquifers, so no one knows exactly how full these are. All these out of sight, out of mind, but everywhere across America, including, the breadbasket that does a lot of the growing of the wheat and farming in this country, those farms rely on groundwater, and they are depleting those groundwater aquifers. So 66 million gallons is a lot of gallons, and they say that the Plain Mine is located 10 miles from the park, and it claimed the project would not contaminate the pristine landscape when it began operations in 2023, but a new investigation revealed high levels of uranium, arsenic, and lead in an evaporation pond 6 miles from a Grand Canyon at a site that feeds into others. So, right, potentially contaminating the drinking water used by thousands. And yeah, it's really right there in the area. Indians that live there, it's all tribal nation. When you drive into the park, you're driving right along the south rim. Well, along over here, you're driving along the south rim, and you're just driving. There's nothing. You're just it must be this reservation here. There's a bunch of them out west, but you're just driving through the reservation, and then all of a sudden you're just at the edge of the Grand Canyon. But right here, the energy director for the Grand Canyon Trust, in Amber, said that when Energy Fuels, who must own the mine, proposed the mine, at first they promised they wouldn't strike groundwater. Okay. And then they say, well, that evolved over time. And they said maybe they'd hit a bit of groundwater. Then they said a drill test showed that layers of the mine were going to be saturated with water. Okay. And then she said, but we've never seen them acknowledge that the story changed. And, back in '86, Energy Fuels had pitched the project as being a dry mine which manually removes ore from the site and extracts uranium at a nearby convention mill. So they said that an environmental report submitted by the mining company that year, back there in 1986, that year, that it claimed the possibility of significant groundwater contamination from the mine is remote. Okay. So that's just ridiculous. That's what they're going to say. And basically anybody that believed that was just naive and foolish. So it's so remote that right now, the way they make it sound is that they've been operating for a year, and the Grand Canyon Trust, they discovered lead levels. Okay. Lead levels were 812 times the EPA limit. Arsenic was 243 times the limit, and uranium levels were 6 times the limit. So some ugliness going on near the Grand Canyon out here, and it's just so unfortunate. These Indians, they were really against it from the beginning, and the tribe protested against the mine, saying that it would contaminate local drinking water and harm their religious sites. But of course, the will of the people, it doesn't really matter, a mine, as opposed to just people that want to live on their tribal land and be able to have safe drinking water. No, why? Well, the mine said there wouldn't be a problem. Okay, that's just so naive to think that would actually be the case. So right here, these people are really worried, and rightfully so, about their groundwater, which is their lifeline out there in the desert. It's hot out there, and you need it for water, for bathing, for cooking, for their animals, for everything. And right now, they seem to be at some risk out there, and they're very worried about their future, and rightfully so. So, just some more interesting news here, people. Stay tuned.